Okay, so yesterday, World of Reels posted that Avengers Doomsday is tracking towards a 100 million in pre-sales alone and a 1 billion global opening. And this is crazy because it hasn't even been a month since tickets went on sale, and that was only for Infinity Vision tickets, which was 1/10 of the theaters, which is like that was only in the United States. But last week they opened their worldwide, so everybody can buy tickets, anywhere around the world, and now it's tracking for 1 billion opening weekend globally. This is crazy, man. And 100 million in pre-sales alone. Come on, this movie is going to do big numbers. And it also said that it's outpacing Spider-Man Brand New Day by 67%, which is insane because Spider-Man Brand New Day opened at 927 million worldwide. Now think what Avengers Doomsday is going to do. Now that's 67%, beating it. Man, it's unprecedented what Doomsday is doing right now. And you also gotta consider the fact that it's gonna release in December, which a lot of families are gonna want to see the movie with their families. Which is a bunch of tickets being sold there, and then opening day or when the movie releases, people that just go and buy tickets on that same day. Come on, man, the walk ups are gonna be insane. And also, it said that it could open 400 million domestically, beating Spider-Man Brand New Day's record, which it broke by beating Endgame's record, which now Doomsday has a possibility of beating Spider-Man Brand New Day's record and actually going to 400 million, which will be the first film ever to do that in film history, which would be an Avengers movie, man. And it'd be insane if it does that. But 400 million is a possibility, and it looks like it's gonna be heading that way. But this was from World of Reels, which I don't know if their accuracy on these things is accurate. I haven't seen other posts, but you gotta let me know if you think they're telling the truth, or but I've seen some posts about them because I want to see what other like news that they wrote about other Marvel movies for the opening weekends, and it like I saw their Spider-Man Brand Day tracker for their box office, and it was accurate, but it is different because Spider-Man Brand Day was like I think 3 days before it released because they released their tickets like a month out, but this Doomsday, has released their tickets worldwide 4 months out, which is insane because we still don't know. It could change by opening weekend what the tracking is, but if they're saying right now it's gonna do 1 billion globally, and we're 4 months out from the movie releasing, by the time we get to the release date, it's gonna be in even more money. And now I saw another tweet today, right? So this post from Avengers Updates and the World of Reels was from yesterday, and then today while I was scrolling Twitter, I saw this post from I forgot what it was, but I'm gonna name it right here. Okay, so yeah, I was scrolling through Twitter and then I saw this post from Let's Cinema, and they said that Avengers Doomsday is currently tracking to open close to 1.5 billion worldwide. That's insane, man. That would beat Endgame's record from 1.2 billion by 300 million more. Man, hey, if this happens, man, it would blow up the entire world, man. Everybody would be going insane. But man, I've checked their other posts on other trackings that they did for other movies from Marvel, and I think I saw the Spider-Man Brand New Day one. It was close to like the actual opening weekend numbers, but is that the thing about it is that the other movies, like, they released tickets worldwide like a month out before the movie released, and then that they checked on the tracking like a couple of days before it released in theaters, which this is different from Doomsday since we're 4 months out from the movie releasing, and of course they released the worldwide ticket sales already, which was last week, but you know it's still it's still too long to tell like what would be the accurate number by release date, but taking the word for them right now, if it's tracking to close to 1.5, that'd be, you know as I already said, would be breaking the world record by 300 million more, and a lot of people would it would create insanity in Hollywood, man, if Avengers Doomsday breaks opening weekend with 1.5 billion, which I think it could be possible, man. But we're still 4 months out from the movie releasing, exactly 4 months out since it releases December 18th, and we're on August 18th right now. Come on, but man, hey, the sky's the limit with Doomsday, man. Everybody's hyped up for this movie. The second trailer delivered outstandingly. The first trailer got everybody excited to see everybody for the first time together since we've been introducing these new characters into the MCU in phases 4, 5, and 6, and now seeing them all together, and with the OGs back, like Hemsworth. Of course, Hemsworth, we haven't seen him since Love and Thunder, which that was 4 years ago, which is insane. And then, of course, the OGs like Chris Evans and RJ returning back to the MCU. Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, and then RJ, of course, playing Doctor Doom, and which is doing an amazing job with the voice. He's just killing it right now as Doctor Doom. And man, people are excited to see the Avengers back on their screens. It's been like 7 years since the last Avengers movie, which was 2017. And they're also going to release Avengers Endgame. They're going to re-release it this September, which it could possibly, with the way Doomsday is tracking in pre-sales, the Avengers Endgame re-release, which is going to have new footage, it could generally beat Supergirl's box office. Since Supergirl only did 126 million, Avengers Endgame's re-release could do 130 million, which would be insane and such an embarrassment for DC if a re-released movie from 7 years ago beats their current movie that they released this year. And we also got to take in fact that Avengers Doomsday is tracking to open 1 billion yesterday, right? And now it's tracking to do 1.5 today, or close to that. And it's also going to be releasing against Dune on the same day, and it's doing these numbers right now, 4 months out. Come on, man, this movie is going to be insane. It's going to break the box office every single record. It could be the first movie to ever do 3 billion at the box office, which is a possibility, and it's likely going to do it. Right now, the percentage of it doing it, I'd say it's a 90 right now, or maybe like an 80. But man, as we get closer, as the marketing continues, as they do interviews, the cast members do the interviews, they start promoting the movie worldwide. They go on these all tours around the world. This movie is gonna generate more ticket sales while they're doing that, right? And then you also gotta take in fact that they still have more trailers to release. Probably got 2 more trailers, and then TV spots, commercials, and all of that stuff. But man, I just had to talk about this because it's insane, man. Yesterday was 1 billion, and now it's 1.5 billion, or close to that. That's what Less Cinema is saying. But as we get closer to the movie releasing, we're gonna get more tracking numbers, right? But sky's the limit with Avengers Doomsday, man. If this movie hits 3 billion, Secret Wars could potentially hit 4 billion at the box office, and it's not insane to think about because this movie, if it hits 3 billion, or if this movie in general is an amazing movie, the hype for Secret Wars is going to be insane because that movie is going to be marketed around a lot of people that we love in the Marvel universe. Like Spider-Man, potentially Wolverine, Deadpool. Who else? Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, RDJ. I was the villain, Doctor Doom, and then more people that we haven't seen from the MCU in a while are going to be promoting that movie as well. So it's going to be an insane movie, and it's going to pay homage to the whole Marvel universe for the last, since how long the Marvel universe has been around, since the comics, from every single TV show, animation, cartoon, everything, man. So it all leads to Avengers Secret Wars, which is going to be a huge, tribute to the whole Marvel universe. But man, I'm excited for Avengers Doomsday. I'm excited for Avengers Secret Wars, man. These numbers are insane, man. You let me know, what do you think is going to be the opening weekend for Avengers Doomsday? And do you believe these facts, or maybe these news from that cinema world are real? And man, I'm excited for Avengers Doomsday, and I'm out. Peace.